Dear student, today I'm going to teach you a new chapter named Foreign Exchange Rate. Foreign exchange rate. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how each foreign exchange rate is. In this chapter we are going to discuss how the exchange rate is determined and why the dollar is 75 rupees and the different currencies have the different value, how this happens, and what are the basic things for this we are going to discuss in this chapter. First of all, let us introduce. Suppose there are 200 countries in the world, each and every country having its own monetary system and its own currency system. Now, i- the name of the currency is different, their rate is different. Now, the, how this currency within a international bond is circulated and what is the rate, how the rate is determined, in this chapter we are going to discuss. First of all, why the why the foreign exchange rate is required, why $1 is equals to 75 rupees, why they are not equal. Remember, at the time of independence, or uh, in 1947, the dollar's rate and our rupee rate were equivalent. But what happened so that our currencies depreciated so much. In this chapter, first of all, let us understand this international theory of international trade. There, if we suppose there are 200 countries in the world, these each and every country are dependent on each other for some one commodity or two commodity. Just like a person, a person cannot produce all the things required by him personally. Just I am a teacher, I can teach you, but I have to purchase other things. Similarly, the India may be specialist in making medicines, but not so efficient in any another industrial product. So, what is the theory of specialization says a country should produce only those things where in which the country is specialized, and what are other things should be imported from the other countries where where they are specialist. Now this theory gives the gives the origin of international trade. International trade, for example, if the import of crude oil becomes a zero, sorry, becomes a zero for India, now Indian economy will be zero. Similarly, now Japan having largest steel plant, but we are the raw material supplier for South Korea and Japan. If we do not supply this raw material, the Japan's industry would not run. So what I what I want to say you that theory of specialization gives the scope for international trade. Different country purchases different things from the each and the other, and in this now in this international transaction, now currency of one country moves to the another country, which is known as FER, foreign exchange reserve. Now let us take a simple example. Now suppose a crude uh, a refinery which makes crude oil to petroleum, diesel, and other product, now imports the crude oil from the Gulf country, or any say Saudi Arabia. Now payment goes to Saudi Arabia. Similarly, ready-made garment, we supply them ready-made garment. uh, for If we supply them ready-made garment, we ask them dollar mostly, and we also pay them in a dollar. Now why dollar, why not in rupee? Because now this this is this depends upon the reputation or goodwill, we can say, of a currency. Now after gold standard, you might have in class 10 you might have heard the gold standard. After gold standard, when the gold standard had abandoned in 1944, then American dollar was authorized for taking the instead of gold. Now, so what have you learned? American currency is having the more value than the Indian rupees? Definitely yes. So now the exchange of, now in brief, I want to say you that what is foreign exchange rate? The rate at which we exchange the domestic currency with the foreign currency is called foreign exchange rate. Foreign, in simple word, foreign exchange rate is the rate. For example, $1 is equals to 75 rupees. This is the this is called a foreign exchange rate. Now next some foreign exchange market. Now what is FEM? FEM, yeah, foreign exchange market. All participant, individuals, firms, bank, and RBI, yeah, central bank. These all includes the foreign exchange market because they are the player. Now how they play the game? Suppose a Indian works in Australia and gets the Australian dollar. He sends some of the Australian dollar to India. So this is the first. Now his family got the Australian dollar. Now Australian dollar, the person goes to the bank, now convert the Australian dollar into Indian rupees and deposit in the account. The bank again, the Australian dollar deposit, commercial bank deposit the same Australian dollar to the central bank, that is RBI, that is the last the, where the treasury is. Similarly, a firm or ready-made garment sells uh, uh, ready-made garment to Australia. He gets the Australian dollar. Same thing happens for a firm. Same thing for a government, and the same thing. All these players. Now, individuals, or firms or government or banks or other financial institutions, these are not a bank, these are called NBFC, not non-banking financial corporations. They may also, just like if you find in the airport or some international boundary, you will find the uh, exchange center, currency exchange center opened by different corporations. They are not a bank, these are called NBFCs, non-banking financial corporations. They are also the part of it. So this is called the banking. Now what have you learned? What you have learned, the how the currency of one country comes to another, and so on. How this rate is determined, the rate is called the foreign exchange rate. who are the player. Now next I'm going to teach you what are the functions of foreign exchange market. In the next class I will discuss you demand for foreign currency, and similarly supply for foreign currency. Thank you and have a nice day for